Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. This is the second time I'm recording this. The first time I recorded it on high definition and it did not go on my Photoshop elements and I had an issue. So today I'm doing a flip through of my Archer and Olive standard that I have in my Cheek Sparrow notebook. I have a chamomile narrow size Cheek Sparrow. This is the Cascade version that I got on the clearance on Cheek Sparrow. So I'm gonna do a flip through of this. I'm also going to do a review of a book that I read that the universe said to read while I was working on this. So I read a book and finished it. So I'm gonna do my review of that as well. And yeah, so I'm gonna flip around and share the content of this. I've done a couple of pages in here already. I'm really liking the size. I am using a journal prompt that I got from Pinterest. So I will put the link to this below. And while I was doing these prompts, it came up to day 5. It said to read a book, and I actually read the book, and I'm gonna do a review of that book. So, but I'm not gonna do that until I get to that number 5. So here we go. I'm gonna just flip over and share my content of this new Archer and Olive standard notebook. Okay, here is my book, and I got the yellow. This is from Archer and Olive. Okay, I got the Cascade pockets, which is the first one that I've ever had that had Cascade. It fits nicely. These 3x4 little cards that you get. This is from Cocoa Daisy, and it fits really nice in these little pockets. So that is that. So I'm going to do a flip through of this and share what I've been doing in here. So the very first page, I made a little thing here. It's a pocket, and it says, take it one day at a time, just be happy. And that's a photo of me with a B6 Slim that I got, and I really like it from Cheek Sparrow. And I put the bookmark that I got from Cocoa Daisy here, and I updated it, and I put this here, summer plans, and I put my summer bucket list, and on the back I wrote my bucket list. So that's what I was doing. So I liked how this came out, and I'm gonna store it in here. So every month they give you these little bookmarks. I didn't know what to do with it, so that's what I decided to do there. I started this book in August, so I wrote start August 2020. That's my name there. And again, I got it from archerandolive.com. This is a standard size notebook. And the first page I did was an index. I started to write an index on, I don't know how many pages I'm going to need for an index, so I only did the first. I just left the first page blank to add my index in there. Then I worked on an ABCs of August. I wanted to use my alphabets from Cocoa Daisy, and this is what I came up with. I wrote the alphabet from A to Z, and then I wrote some things about each letter. And I did a little sun. I'm going to get a little closer. I drew a little sun to give it like summery feel. And I just like how this came out. And I did the whole page, and I did this one on August 8th. I always date my pages so I know exactly when I made the page. So this is Cocoa Daisy washi tape. The next page is a birthday chart that I got from Pinterest. I always forget birthdays, so I put it in this book so I remember what month I have to send birthday cards out for. So I'm always forgetting, or I have to call somebody. So I made this chart up for my family. So that's that. The next page is an all about me page. I did my likes and dislikes. I also put a photo. This was taking on 8/13. As I said, I always date the page. So, and that's what I did there. The next page is something worthwhile, and this is when I started using these prompts. So the first one was something worthwhile is the prompt number 1, and I found this on the internet, and I wanted to get this little desk thing. I want to use it, what I'm recording on right now. I just have a folding table here, and I like to have I want to get 2 of these and then put them back to back, and then so I could put all my storage in the bottom. I thought it would be really cool. So it's like a want in that, like a wish list type thing that I want to get eventually one day. So something like this, I'm going to get 2 of those, put it back to back, and then I have 6, I would have 12 little boxes to put inserts to store my stuff. And I want to put it in the center of my room. So I thought that would be really cool. The next prompt was, I fight to hold on, I fight to let go. So I wound up separating the page. And I used Cocoa Daisy stuff. And I really like how that came out as well. So that's that. The next prompt was, I am so much more. And that's this one. I am so much more. I use Cocoa Daisy paper and the puffy stickers here, and then I just wrote in that center spot. The next prompt was my definition of, oh no, it says let it go. So the next one was write it down, let it go. So let it go, and I just journaled about how I hate doing laundry and dishes and all that. And it's more of a vent that I put there. So the next prompt, I think, was, the definition of courage. So the definition of courage, I put the actual meaning of courage at the top, and then I put some Bible verses that pertain to the word courage. The next prompt was silence, and I put some quotes about silence. And I'm going to read this very thing on the bottom because I thought it was significant. Sometimes I sit in silence. I can be distant or unfriendly. I keep my circle small. I like staying home. It's peaceful. I have conversations in my head which dominate my day and my night. I find trusting someone new to be a hurdle I rarely climb. And then I wrote, I am an introvert. And you can see that there. So that's pretty neat. So the next prompt was healing. And I did this page, healing. Let it hurt, let it bleed, let it heal, let it go. And I was, again, venting about something on there. And the next one was all about me page again. And I wrote this at 12:37 a.m. So I was feeling tired. So currently feeling tired. It's a photo that I took that day, and I just wrote a couple of things on there. Okay, we are on day 5, and the prompt was to reread a book. Actually, this is the very first time I'm reading this book, so it's not really a reread for me. So I had this book on my shelf, and my nonfiction shelf, and I just have not read it yet. So the universe said to read this book, and I actually read it from cover to cover. I read it on a Sunday. I've been using Sunday as a rest day, so I'm trying not to do journaling or anything like that. I'm trying to either watch TV or read a book on Sundays and try not to stress over everything. So the book that I read and finished in 2 days, actually, I read this one, The 4 Agreements, and this is by Don Miguel Ruiz. And let me tell you, this book I learned so much from. I'm giving it 5 stars. I could not put it down. it actually spoke to me. There are 4 agreements that you should follow and make your life positive. And I really enjoyed this book. So I'm going to share the 4 agreements, and I'm also going to share what I learned from this book. If you don't want to be spoiled, I suggest not listening because I'm probably going to spoil the book. But I really do love this book, and I'm giving it 5 stars. It's something that I would probably pick up again and reread because there's so much information in here, and it is a very great book, very positive message. It really spoke to me, and I could not put it down once I started it. Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I have not been reading since March. When March happened and we went into quarantine, you would think I would read more, but no, I've been doing other things and just not reading. So this one actually forced me to read it, and I read it in 2 days. So that's pretty cool. So what did I learn from this book? Okay, so I put it in my journal, and I actually will share the page after I read it to you, because I have it really nicely with Cocoa Daisy stuff, and it came out really good. So I'm going to share it at the end. Okay, so the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. So you have to watch what you say and think about something before you say it out loud. And I really need to follow that more. So really watch what you say. The next agreement is don't take anything personally. And I kind of struggle with that one. If you've seen my video, if you've been watching me on Instagram or on Facebook, you know that I had a little issue recently, and I actually journaled about it. I have this plant, and I actually had the plant for a year, and I've been feeding it in water and keeping it alive, which is really strange for me because I can't really keep plants alive. I'm not a plant person at all, but this plant was growing. It had lots of things coming out and flowers grooming, and it was in a little plant thing, and I didn't know how to transfer it into a bigger pot. I know people who do plants know this. So I figured, let me bring this plant to my mother because she is a plant person. She has plants all over her house and plants all on the outside, and she constantly waters them or whatever. So I brought the plant to her house, and she took it right in front of me and threw it in the garbage. So I was heartbroken, and I journaled about it, and I try to let it go into my journal and give it, and try not to take things personally. But I thought that was really rude, and it really hurt my feelings when she took this plant. It was really beautiful. It was growing. It had babies coming out, and it had flowers, and it was really beautiful. And my heart just I don't know. I just felt really bad when she threw that plant out. So number 2, I really need to work on don't take things personally. So yeah. Okay, the third agreement is don't make assumptions. So yeah, I have another thing is don't assume that your husband will read your mind, and you really need to tell him what you want because he does not read your minds at all. I mean, 35 years I've been with my husband, and yes, he does not read my mind. I actually have to tell him if I want something or if I don't want something, or if I like something, or if I don't like something. So otherwise I don't get what I want. So I really need to work on that as well. The fourth agreement is always do your best, and I try my hardest to do my best on everything. So what did I learn from this book? There's a lot I learned from this book besides the 4 agreements, and I'm going to share with you what I wrote in my journal about this book. So the first one is talk kindly to yourself. Like always say positive things to yourself. Don't put yourself down. And yeah. The second one was don't gossip. Don't gossip about people. That is like so bad. Actually, it's a sin to gossip about people. And I learned that recently. So yeah, so do not gossip. The next thing that I learned was set yourself free by not taking anything personal. And yes, I actually wrote in my journal about my plant thing. So yeah. The next thing is accept people who for who they are. You cannot change somebody. You can only change yourself. So yeah. The next one is don't make assumptions, which I already explained. And the next one is communicate clearly. Yes, you need to communicate. If you don't like something, actually, you have to say it. And because people cannot read your mind. Yes. The next one is you have the right to be happy. So yes, you need to be happy. You have the right to be happy. Do things that you want to do. If you want to do a YouTube channel, you should do it. If you want to journal, you should do it. So just make time for stuff that you want to do. The next one is always do your best, which I try my hardest. And the next one is don't live in the past. So I don't have an issue with don't live in the past that much, but there's occasionally things that pop up that I hard on, and it keeps on going, but it's better to live in the present than to always bring up the past. So that's something that's a very good thing to know. And always be aware of your actions. So be aware of what you do and stuff like that. And forgive others and yourself. So if it's a very positive message is to forgive yourself when you do something bad. I'm constantly writing in my war journal. I have a repent section from the last 24 hours. So I always write something down that I sinned or I feel guilty about or something like that. I write it in my war journal. So those are the things that I learned from reading this book. It's amazing. It's a 5 stars. Definitely will be rereading it. Lots of stuff to learn from this book. So yeah, so that's that. And here is my pages. Look how pretty they came with Cocoa Daisy stuff. So I wanted to share with you that. I really like how exactly what I said to you was what I put in my journal. So it came out really pretty. I actually used the Cocoa Daisy September kit for that. And then the last page, I'm going to flip over and share that as well. The last page that I put in my journal is I am grateful for, it says, hello, September. We had some good news in New Jersey. So here is what I made with Cocoa Daisy September kit. And it says, we will be all remote. It goes around like that. And then I said, thank you, God, amen. And then I wrote around it, I said, our kids matter. Keep our kids safe until November 9th, documented. November 9th is when we go back to school. We are doing the first marking period as remote, and then they will revisit it and see if we need to go to school on November 9th or not. So I wrote New Jersey here, and my prayers are answered. I've been praying and praying that we in New Jersey are safe, and my kids were doing remote and I was doing hybrid, and now everybody is doing remote for my district. So that's good news. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I had to record it 3 times, so I'm hoping that this time it will be compatible with my Photoshop elements. So we will see once I start to upload this. Wish me luck, and I will see you in another video. Bye!